that tears rolled out of your eyes as a form of happiness?
Sir, that when my family, when my relatives all came to my home, sir. So that day I was very happy with enjoying with them, sir.
Okay, right. Anybody from the online form asking question to Vishnupriya?
Yes, sir.
Kiran, go.
Okay, sir. So, Vishnupriya, have you ever had any bad experience with a teacher? If so, what grade were you then, and what was the experience you had with that teacher?
Actually, I had one experience in which I wrote my unit test. That was very recent now, and they just did not take much care about my paper, and they reduced my mark a lot. So that was the bad experience I had.
When your parents say that you are dissociating yourself from your family, when they say that you are getting detached from the family, and they say that you are really having a problem in understanding what is going on in the family, and when your parent says that we're just dealing with you, we are not affectionate with you, we are just dealing with you. Sometimes some parents say the word. Recently I underwent a counseling where one of the girl students said that her mom, a girl student, and the mom says that please don't understand that we are so affectionate with you. We're just dealing with you as a responsibility. So if that thing happens to you, how would you tackle and how would you take those words? And how would you challenge to your mom that she will take back her words and make her feel very bad and remorseful for uttering such a statement?
Sir, I will like prove I can do this much, and I will just change myself, sir.
How can you change yourself?
By
What source of possibility you have for doing that happen, making it happen?
when I sleep at night, sir, I will not sleep, sir. Every day I won't sleep. When I go to bed at 9, I will sleep only at 11, sir. That 2 hours, I will just think what all mistakes I did. Why did my mom scold? Like, why did my mom say like this? So I will think like that, sir. And then I will find a solution for it and I will change it, sir.
Good, nice, very nice. Okay, technically speaking, Vishnupriya's round is complete because where Ocean Mitra, everybody faced only 4 questions. So Vishnupriya's 4 questions have been exhausted. So come on. It's not going in order. It's not going in order. Online team, shall we dismantle the order if you don't mind?
Yes, sir. Sure, sir.
How are you? Balaji, ரெண்டுல ஏதோ ஒன்று சொல்றா. Index finger and the middle finger. Just tell me which one you touch. Index finger or middle finger?
Always first finger.
அதுக்கு கூட so.
இருந்துச்சு
சார் நானே தோண வாங்க சார் நானே கேள்வி முடிவாக கூட வேணும்
ஓடா middle finger. Hariyer. Online team, you can go first to Hariyan.
I have a question for you.
Yes, ma'am.
So you do different type of styles in the skin. So which one one of your favorite?
அதாவது which one do you like? Do you like ladies and gentlemen, or do you like I am a Ramesh Durai, or things like that, na?
Yes, correct.
I am Ramesh Durai.
Which is your favorite?
I am
Ramesh Durai.
Ramesh Durai.
Or
Ladies.
you shouldn't forget about stop. Okay.
சொல்லுடா
Cover.
அது மேக்ஸ்
எங்க ஸ்டைல் நிறைய சில பல ஸ்டைல் என்ன உனக்கு பிடிக்கும் அப்படி
ஏன் ஓவி
ஏய் கமாடா சார்
ஏன் உன்னோட லுக் வர
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
ஏய் அது லாடிஸ் and gentlemen ஏய் நான் சொல்றேன்
Sidra, like.
லாங்குவேஜ்
அவனோட பிரெயின் ஒரு ஸ்பீட்ல போகுது
சார் சொல்றது சொல்லலாம்
அவனோட பிரெயின் ரொம்ப ஸ்பீட்ல போகுது
ஏய் question double is double
So my question to you is in school have you ever bullied someone? If so, who, how, when? Please get it.
I not bully them. Everybody bullied me.
What answer
Okay, I have a question now. So, there may be many situations where you will be very responsible and not being careful.
சார் இப்போ ஆன்சர் சொல்றேன் என்ன சார் நீங்க போங்க சார்
என்ன அர்த்தம்?
நவலன் வந்து யாராவது
Have you ever bullied someone? If so, who, when, and what?
Yes, sir.
I am not bullying them,
I
but
not
they
bully
bully me.
Okay, I have a question now. So, there may be many situations where you are very careful and very responsible. Why take one situation?
Very careful, very responsible.
Driving cycle. Why
Bicycle.
Why is I have fallen down many times from the cycle, so careful.
Fall down many times.
Many times.
Right, okay. Right, so online team, you can ask question to Harihan.
Sir, wait, sir.
Prabhu, go.
No, in the army, which team you like? Like Navy, Air Force, Ground Force, like that, no?
Air Force Prabhat here.
Why?
Because we can see rainbow.
Okay, I will ask a question. When you are personally insulted, when all of us go through that, when schoolmates, speaking about the previous school, we changed your school for that reason, I believe. So, first time when Govianda met me, he told me that I am willing to change the school. And I suggested school, we made the arrangement and we were put in the new school. So, now, after getting into the new school, do you really think that you have grown a little mature to handle those insults? Like when people laughing at you, when people criticizing you, when people call you some names, and when they are making you feel so low. During those times, are you really thinking that you have become so mature to handle all those things?
Yes.
So how did that maturity come?
Also sometimes they spoke that like means I will be ignore that they are not speaking, and while they are speaking that will be not me. If they are using some words that will be not me, so I will be ignored and
Okay. And I have never seen you becoming angry. Like myself, Vedoshan, Mitra, I'm speaking about 2019 MSCB sessions. We used to pull your legs. We used to laugh at you. No, even this morning we were watching. This morning we were watching. I would like to specifically ask an experience. Boys and girls, so this is the football, okay?
This is Dakshin, sir.
And this is Dakshin, alright? Okay? So, this is Dakshin, boys and girls. This is football, let us assume. And my two fingers are Hariharan, alright? Okay. Alright, okay. So, Dakshin is, tapping out the ball and he's coming towards the goal post. And this is Hariharan in the opponent team. You see, Hariharan's responsibility is come running and he has to, do something with the ball only. You understand? You understand logically. What Hariharan does is, so the ball goes away and then he comes. Dakshin is going here. Dakshin is going towards the ball. But Hariharan, what he does is, as Vedavashan took away the ball has gone. Big time. The ball has gone somewhere big time. But what happens is, he kicks Dakshin. And Dakshin falls down. This happens at least 12 times when you play football. Dakshin specifically. Okay, alright. Adu all paravala. அதுவாது பரவாயில்ல.
இன்னைக்கு கால்ல போடுச்சாங்க.
அதுவாது பரவாயில்ல.
லேஸ் கட்டுறது சார். லேஸ் கட்டுறது சார். லேஸ் கட்டுறது சார். No, football sir.
So this is Dakshin again.
Hariharan.
The poor guy has fallen down. The poor guy has fallen down and he's getting up steadily. Okay. Now Hariharan, what he does is he takes the ball all over from Mitra and the ball comes here and he was supposed to hit over here. Whether the spot where Vishnupriya stands, Balaji stands, Mugul stands, Devarshan stands over here. But what he is recovering. But what he does is he kicks the ball all the way. The ball comes and hits on Dakshin. And Dakshin again falls down. So Dakshin is rattled and livid. So we all understood that when Hariharan plays football, the football is not the football for Hariharan. It is Dakshin's head is the football for Hariharan. So yeah, Shinbon Seeker audience. He's a sprinter. நல்லா ஓடும். ஓடி வந்த வேகத்துல ஆக்ஷன் ஹீரோ ரெடி பண்ணான்.
ஆமா சார் ஸ்டெப்ல ஆங்க எடுத்து அன்னைக்கு தான் கீழ இருந்தது.
அதுடா அடிக்கிறது வாங்குறது தக்ஷன் தான். அடிக்கிறது தக்ஷன் தான். தக்ஷன் என்ன பண்றாரு?
சார் பாலாஜி நீங்க சமம் பண்ணாங்க. பால் போயிட்டு இருந்துச்சு. சொல்லிட்டே நான் பால்ட்டேன். பாலாஜி கால் விட்டுட்டாங்க. அடிக்கிட்டு விட்டுட்டாங்க.
அதுல விழுந்து அது ரொம்ப எராட்டிக்கான இடம். அது கல்லு மண்ணுல இருக்கும். உருளும் போது சிரிச்சுக்கிட்டே உருளும். நீ விழுந்தீங்கன்னா என்ன பண்ணுவ? விழுந்தீங்கன்னா ஒரு முகத்துல வந்து ஒரு இது தெரியும், ஒரு அகனி தெரியும். எதிர்த்து நீ நீஸ் எல்லாம் தேய்ச்சி விடுவ. இவன் கிக்கு மித்ரா கால உடச்சிட்டான். உடச்சிட்டு அவளுக்கு அடி சரியான அடி. பால் நல்ல ஸ்பீட்ல கிட்டத்தட்ட 65 km/h ஸ்பீட்ல வந்து கால் அடிச்சிருச்சு. அவ காலை பிடிச்சிட்டு இருக்கா. இவன் உதச்சிட்டு மித்ரா வலிக்குது மித்ரா, அடி வாங்க மித்ரா, சீரியஸா வலிக்குது அங்கிள் என்னவோ ஆயிடுச்சு அங்கிள். So like I was saying, these kinds of things that when we are making love, how do you feel in that moment and how do you actually feel? I just want to know.
The person who laughing, making laughing other persons, they will be, their mind and their heart will be so
அடுத்தவங்க சிரிக்கிறதுக்காக நீங்க வந்து சர்க்கஸ்ல இருக்கிற good. So he says, for the sake of making other people laugh, I don't care if those people are making that. Any other questions from you? Who's it? Ritvika, right? Ritvika, go.
So now what was the biggest gift you got in your life now?
What was the biggest gift that you got in your life? Nice question.
I have an old cycle that always being repaired and I was always repairing. That time my grandfather was not asking about the cycle. Next day itself he take it to me a cycle shop and buy in a suspense way. That's my story. Very good.
That's wonderful. Next question for Hariharan from anybody?
Sir, me sir.
Go.
In your life you will be thinking about some power now, some superhero power that you need to get now. What power now and what for it now?
That is armor suit Iron Man.
Armor suit of Iron Man. Okay, right.
For what, huh?
For what? எல்லா வீட்டுக்கு போய் பால் ஊத்துறது.
Easy military.
And Iron Man suit ஒருத்தர் எதுக்குடா கேட்பான்? It's like getting Superman power அப்படின்ற மாதிரி. Okay, right. Any last question for Hariharan before we go to the next person? Vedarshan.
So what is the happiest moment in your school?
I am not telling about school. This is a saving session morning and evening.
Oh, it is the happiest occasion? Okay,
Yes.
thank you. Alright, okay, good job. Very good. Okay, we are welcoming Miss USB to the seat.
United States.
United States of Vrindavan.
அவன் தான்
என்ன சொன்னேன்?
அவன் தான்
Uday Sri Vrinda. நீ எழுதிட்டா RVK எழுதிட்டா RVK தான் நம்ம இன்ஷூர் சொல்லுவோம்.
எழுதவே மாட்டாது.
Okay. Anybody for Brinda? Yeah, I have lots of questions for Brinda, but before that, anybody? Elma? Ritika, go. Go, Ritika.
What was the biggest achievement you achieved, sir?
The biggest achievement from Brinda. நிறைய இருக்கு. ஏதோ ஒண்ணு மட்டும் சொல்றதுக்கு Brinda think பண்ணுவோம்.
சார் நவல் என்ன சொன்னா கீர்த்தங்க கூட டெய்லி குப்பை கொட்டுறேன்.
சார் நான் வேணும் ஒன்று சொல்றேன். இன்ஃபோசிஸ் சர்டிஃபிகேட் கண்டிப்பா
Brinda.
No, that's yes, sir.
Hey, Brinda ஓட achievement Brinda
இவரோட அண்ணன் ட்ரைனிங் பண்ணல சார்.
Hey, that was a participation certificate.
பரவாயில்ல. நேஷனல் படிக்கிற ஒரு பொண்ணு இன்ஃபோசிஸ் மாதிரி ஒரு such a big company கிட்ட இருந்து certificate. What was the
இன்ஃபோசிஸ்ல போய் லேப்டாப்.
What was the certificate about?
Sir,
அது
sir, on the day explain, sir. So I went to that home where everybody the tuberculosis children. So in that we have given like speech how to motivate them. So for that I got.
Oh,
So Ritvika, that could be the great achievement of Brinda 7 days. Okay, next question for Brinda. Who has?
sir, I have, sir.
Yeah, Kiran, you'll go after Mitra.
You know your sister Kirtana very well. So what is the moment where you felt very angry on Kirtana? Very high.
extreme most.
Oh, life is extreme most. Extreme most.
Sir, actually she was basically she was a very rude person. Sir.
basically
Naturally she was a rude person. Sir.
Naturally, she was a good person.
So one time, sir, without my permission, she took the cycle and went to.
சைக்கிள் ஓடுது.
That is I showed a lot of anger to her.
Wow. Okay.
கோவத்துக்கே கோவம் வந்துச்சு அப்படி.
My question. Why were Navalan and Vedavarshi becoming so exasperatingly expressive when you joined the class on the first day?
Sir, actually, first time when I joined to the class, I thought about cricket, sir. So I go in that way. I doesn't like cricket, sir.
I don't like it.
So I thought that in this session only cricket will be there. That's like I thought, sir. I didn't notice the
You haven't answered my question.
that you need to ask to them, sir.
Why?
சார்
இப்போ சொல்ற அப்பதான் ஃபிட்டிங்கா இருக்கு.
சார் அது say what they update. So in school people might have a different way of behaving, sir, and here they might have different way.
It's a reflection.
Yeah.
Right.
இந்த क्वेश्चन கேட்டதுக்கு கேளு.
Any other question? Yeah, Kiran, you had a question. Come on, go.
கேக்குறோம்.
Yes, sir. So, Brinda, what was your biggest fear and how did you face it?
What was your biggest fear and how did you face it? Fear of darkness. You switch off all the lights.
Recently, I have a very big fear, sir. Sir, actually, that is with my teachers, sir. So usually in a school after 12:30 only they will leave. Sir, because half day. Half day means they will leave after 12:30, sir. Otherwise, it should be like a personable reason, sir. One day we have to move to Kerala for taking Aadhaar card and for some bank details, sir. One day morning I went, sir. So I said to my teacher
தமிழ்நாட்டுல ஒரு reason sir.
Sir, becoming me cheated and my mom came, sir. My mom said to office that my credit was not figured.
Nice.
அதான் முதல்ல பேர் வச்சுட்டு போயிருக்கலாம்.
நீ ஒண்ணு சொல்லல, தாத்தா எங்க பாட்டி மாதிரி எங்க பாட்டி எங்க தாத்தா. ரெண்டு பேரும் எனக்கு ரெண்டு கண்ணு மாதிரி.
Reason was true, sir. When we are going for bank, we just went and my grandma, the great grandma, was not feeling well, sir. After my father's death, she had a mental problem, sir. Because my father is a bit, sir. So after his death, she got some mental problems, sir. So she is not from 5 years span.
Yeah, you can. 5 years span? நீ சொல்லு.
So 5 years span, she will forgot what are the things dead, sir. And she just forgot that my father was dead also. And then when we are coming that, she often asks us, where is your dad? Where is your dad, sir? So midtime we need to see her, sir.
Right. So that's it. Okay, right.
So that time, sir, after that, tomorrow I went to school, sir. So with a very fear, sir, whether the principal ma'am will tell to my class teacher or my class teacher. That was my very great fear, sir. Even on that morning, I didn't like to go to school even, sir. I was planned to take holidays, sir. I went to school, sir. While taking attendance, our class miss asked that whether your grandma's feeling well or not, sir. I said she was feeling, sir. So that time I said with the fear, sir. After last I'm going to van, principal ma'am called me and asked whether your grandpa's feeling. For that once I said.
Okay. Any other question from Brinda?
Sir,
Yeah, Kalpita.
yes, sir, no, sir.
One second. Kalpita finishes.
Which is the biggest regret you have?
Which is the biggest regret you have? I should have born as a sister for Krishna. That's the biggest regret.
Sir, actually I got my 3 times I got your infection, sir. So that time one is by playing with my sister and another one is by playing with my mom, sir. So that pain I can't.
Tolerate. That's the biggest regret. That's the biggest regret. Yeah, உங்களுக்கு ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ் மட்டும் தான் புரியும். இங்கிலீஷ் புரியாது.
Sir, I didn't listen to it.
நீ லிசன் பண்ணல.
Clarity.
யாருக்கு லிசன் பண்ணல?
எனக்கு கண்ணுக்கு கால் என்னங்க சொல்லுங்க.
அங்க பார்த்துட்டு இருந்தா
யார் அடிச்சா இதுக்கு அதை பார்த்துக்க?
கால் கேட்குது சொன்னாங்க.
யார் அடிச்சா இதுக்கு அதை பார்த்துக்க? Okay, who wanted to ask question? Ritvika, right?
Me, sir, from the
Yeah, go for it. Ritvika.
yes, sir. So remember that one character you like to change in your sister. What would be that character?
She wants to change the sister. Why should we talk about the character?
No, sir, I don't want her to change, sir. She can be like this.
She doesn't want her to change. Okay, Mridhavashini, you said seemingly you have told Mitra that you had a question, and yesterday you were not able to ask that question because of network issue. Very quickly, you can ask that question to Mitra. You be seated there and answer the question. Yeah, quick.
Okay, sir. So most surprising things that happened in recent days.
Most surprising thing that happened in the recent days.
Sir, it was July 15, 2026. Sir, that was July 18, sir, that's it. July 18, 2020.
நேத்து நேத்து
நேத்து காசு
July 18, sir, I got this phone as a gift, sir. It's a birthday gift. That is pre-birthday gift, sir. On that day, I did not expect anything, sir. That week we were talking about Saka. That week we were talking about maybe sir will give his phone to me and he will buy a new phone, but that never happened. He won't buy a new phone. And what he did was, what he said was, okay, I'll buy a new SIM and I'll give Lenovo to you. Then I will buy maybe Samsung. His favorite brand is Samsung. So he told that he will buy Samsung and give the Lenovo to me. And my mother said, no need, it's okay. She always sacrifices something. That you know, Raka. So she said, okay, let her use my phone itself. I will use it when there is time, like that she started saying. And on July 18th itself morning, when sir was sitting in the room, I was just advising him. I was taking mother's phone and I was saying,
எல்லாமே இருக்கு பட் எனக்கு வேணாம்.
I told him like you buy this phone, this contains lot of advantage, and then he got his paraphernalia. He asked my mother's oldest phone to use. He asked, okay, take your mother's oldest phone, the first phone that he bought as a gift for her marriage. So he got that, okay, this will be working, no, like that. He started asking, and I was very angry with him. And that day and all, I had the online class only at 1 o'clock now. So I went to my study room at 1 o'clock, and he said, okay, I'll go out and I'll buy this webcam. He had to return the old webcam so that he could buy a new one, because that did not work. So what he did was, he was actually going out to buy a webcam, and I recognized that, okay, he has bought a phone for himself, for him, like Samsung, and my mother also told secretly to me, if there is a phone box, I think it is for him, like that. She started saying, and then it was about 3:50 or somewhere when my classes got over. Then my father, I went to him and I was saying, he saw a new SIM card and he was saying, this can be put in Wi-Fi modem. That could work, right? So that's why I bought him, and he started saying. And finally my grandma was still awake. She did not sleep, and he said, don't sleep, like that. He started saying, and he took me to her room, and they both gave me this Oppo A1K. They used to say dumbstruck, right? I was dumbstruck. I was opening my mouth like this. Then tears started rolling from my eyes. I was like this, like giving a ghost look, and I was
Giving a mitra look.
giving a surprising look, and I kept saying, is it for me? Is it for me?
No, she kept on asking the same question. After I put up the new SIM card, and I made sure that the number has got half of my number, 98942, 98941. Towards the end, it will be. I got a fancy number, and I got a phone. Phone கொடுத்ததுக்கு அப்புறம் கிளாஸ் முடிஞ்சதுக்கு அப்புறம் 4 மணி நேரமா she kept on asking. இது எனக்கு அப்ப உண்மையானது எனக்கு உண்மையானது. Okay.
That is the surprising moment.
Right, that's the answer. So Brinda, when my last question to you, when you used to come to the MSCV sessions, when myself, Balaji, Nedavishan, Nabil, Mitra, sometimes Anika, when we people were there, it happened that you were supposed to arrange alphabet in an alphabet board, and there was a simple word that I say, and you were not able to, with your intelligence, you were not able to arrange the word on the alphabet board. I was really shocked and surprised. You were sweating all over, same spot over here, and I was asking you, Brinda, what was wrong with you? Because it's not an intellectual problem there, it was a stress. So you mentioned that very straight. Sorry sir, I was not really able to, it was the word called as knowledge, I believe. So you were not able to, knowledge.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
You were not able to search out the words, and you argued with me that knowledge does not have this spelling, and you argued with me that it is the wrong spelling. You also on the wrong spelling. So my question is, when something of that sort happens in your life during important moment, and we have also seen the case that you are misspelling the names and spellings and all that, why do you think those kind of tricky, absent-minded activities are happening, and how are you going to take care of it? Because you are a very intelligent person, I know, and you are picking up fast, and your presentation is something that I always admire. Speak very richly, lots of improvisation. அதெல்லாம் ஒரு பக்கம் இருந்தாலும் this particular challenge, how are you going to take it up, and how do you think you can resolve it?
Sir, talking about stress, sir, usually I have, sir. So, sometimes I will have not only that reason, I face that in many cases, sir. Like when I does something, like my mom asked a question, I used to say some wrong things, sir. So if she saw that, I used to say that, I used to argue with her, sir, that is mainly due to stress, sir. So nowadays I'm not doing that, sir, because I really not doing nowadays, sir, because I was managing to avoid the stress, sir, and the fears, sir, that I can't do.
Right.
So nowadays I'm doing.
Okay, right, that's a good answer. Any other question before we go to the next person?
No, sir.
Great.
Good job, Brinda. Thank you. Now, it's time for us to go for somebody in the online because we have completed all the girls except Kirtana and Kalpita. The 3 members have been finished. So the girl basically you are. Who is the first in the sequence in the online?
Sir, yes, sir.
Kiran, you are next. Get ready.
Sir, not everything. Sir, apply sir. Magnetic charge, sir.
எதுக்கு தேவையில்லாம ஸ்பீக்கர் எல்லாம் மாற்றணும் எதுக்கு why do you waste time அவங்க விளையாடி சொல்றீங்க நீ சீரியஸா வாங்கிட்டு கிரண் are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Who wants to ask the first question? Mitra.
So Kiran, this year, this 2020, what birthday surprise you got and how you felt?
கார்ட்டூன் நியூஸ்லயே பேசிட்டு இருக்கேன் ஏதாவது ஒரு நல்ல ஓகே yes that's present shocking yeah you got the question right so start answer.
Sir, can you repeat just the middle part of the question, sir? I couldn't really hear that much, sir.
Repeat, Mitra.
Kiran, what birthday surprise did you get this year, 2020?
Actually, Mitra, this year birthday wasn't really a big deal because a lot of people, like only the parents came over to my house and my parents really didn't do anything, but the next day it snowed and me and my brother went out to play in the snow. But other than that, nothing really happened, Mitra.
Okay, Kiran.
She did not ask about birthday. She asked about surprise gift. Okay, right. Yeah, another.
That question we want to finish.
That's it. You can go.
Patina, sir. Okay, so Kiran, my question is, sir, that's 3 parts.
Yeah.
So it's my question. It is about your country. I mean, like the place where you live right now. Sorry.
அவதான் பட்டா வாங்கியிருக்காங்க.
So the place where you live right now, and I want to get your thoughts on some of the things that happened this year. So right, this year has been very hard for all of our countries, and your country especially had a lot of shocks, a lot of persons died, a lot of wildfires, calamities. 220,000 people died in there. I mean, like in the US.
Country that
The country where she lives, I don't want to name it. So what? So it's about that country. So the first part of my question is: did you watch or did you hear about the debate which happened like 3 days ago?
No.
No. Okay. She didn't hear about the debate. So you know, right? It's Biden versus Trump 2020 in the place that you live right now. So if you could vote
Oh,
right
the
now,
debate now? The presidential
yeah,
debate?
that debate there, big debate. So
I didn't really watch it now, though. I heard about it from my friends and families now, but I didn't really watch it.
So the main question here is: if you could vote right now, whom would you vote for?
No question, Joe Biden now. Even if Joe Biden didn't do really well in the debate now, I would still vote for Joe Biden because in my opinion, I think everyone is better than Trump now. Anyone is better than Trump in my opinion.
Okay, and if it was Bernie Sanders running against Joe Biden and Trump, whom would you vote for? Bernie or Joe? I mean, like Mr. Sanders or Mr. Biden?
If it had not been Trump on the Trump card.
That depends, sir. I don't really know, sir. It would be between them for sure, sir, but I don't really, like, it's not like an actual choice of whether Bernie Sanders or Joe Biden, sir.
Okay? Kiran, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Are there occasions where you literally felt deep down inside that I should have been sheltered in India because being here in US, I am not really very comfortable and I miss a couple of things, barring all the kind of standard of living and getting the ease of access of everything, that is the things and your academic resources and the technology, everything is easily available, and God bless the country has got wide amount of resources which could be bought with the money, and most of our Indians by God's grace are working and they are earning pretty well as well. But besides all that, were there occasions where you felt that you miss India, like when we see us, when I prank Navlan, when I prank Brinda, when I prank Mitra, my own daughter. So by seeing these kinds of things, were there occasions that you felt that I should be in India? If so,
Actually,
when was
it
the
happened
intense-
many times.
Yeah, so can you
Like, sorry, sir, continue, sir.
so can you describe a couple of occasions if it is many times?
Okay, sir. So I've actually felt many occasions like this even before I joined this class, sir. Like, my dad's side is in Tiruchengodu, sir, and like my entire family, they go to my grandma's house and they have a lot of fun, sir. And they store like they have an entire storage room full of patas, sir. And every time I come over to India, we just do it, even if it's not Diwali, sir, and it would be really fun, sir. But then for the past 2 years, sir, I couldn't come to India, sir. So they would video call us and they would like do the patas just to make us feel like we were still there, sir. And so I actually cried many times saying like to my dad that I wish we were in India. And then the other occasions were when this class started, so like the sports this. My mom, I kept complaining to my mom saying that after the vaccine comes, we are immediately going to India. My mom said we can only go in summer, sir. So
Okay, that very much answers my question, and I would like to have a chain question before I give it to somebody else. On Thursday in the US batch, there was an exercise in which people were supposed to say about their favorite personality. You know about Mayuka, right?
yes, sir.
So Mayuka mentioned my name, and there were other people that are also coming in with the same kind of answer, but Purna said my biggest favorite personality is Kiran. So she labeled your name, and she said, so she said that the reason is Kiran is a person who does not think about what will happen in the as a consequence when she says something out of her mind. She's very straightforward. She says things outlined, and she will never have any sort of repercussions about the consequences that will happen. And she said that's the biggest thing that she liked in you. Do you think that's a trait or that will land you in trouble?
Sir, it depends. I've actually just said stuff out loud and actually got in trouble before, sir. In
And it happened on June 4th, exactly at 7 p.m. Indian time. And you say something very much frankly to me, and I behave very sweet to you. So I think that incident is also in your mind. Am I right, Kiran?
yes, sir.
Sir, what you can tell me?
No, that's very personal between me and Kiran. Right. So you mean to say that that's not a very good trait, Kiran?
Sir, it actually depends. When like my mom, she like likes to buy a lot of dresses, sir, and so I just like immediately say if it's good or not, sir, and she usually asks me before buying any clothes if it looks nice or not, sir. And so at that time it's a good trait, sir, but at other points it's actually a bad trait.
You just can't be blamed. You just can't be blamed. Just ask Vigneshwari how she was when she was in the +2. She has her own answers. Ask your own mom how you were when somebody got dressed for you, how you were. She would answer the question. Maybe ask this question after the class. Okay, who's next? To Kiran.
Me, sir.
Ritvika, what is your favorite?
So, Kiran, sir, what's your goal cause in your life?
My goal, like my recent goal for my seventh, like before my seventh grade is over, is to win the presidential award. So that's my goal.
All right, that's a good answer. Next question. Anybody? I have asked 2 questions, so pretty much one more question and then we are going to the next question.
So Kiran, this question might come as a reality shock about the. So this question might come as a reality shock to each and every person who maybe wants to live in the country. I mean, like in the place where you live right now. So
அந்த பொண்ணு என்னடா தப்பு பண்ணிருக்கா? நந்தகுமார் யுஎஸ்ல வேலை செய்றாரு அதனால வந்து டிஃபரண்டா அவங்க போயிருக்காங்க.
So if you are comfortable talking about this, I want to know who's one person who's the most biased, judgmental and racist person you know. Are you comfortable speaking about that with us here? If so, who is?
I am definitely comfortable about speaking about it now, but I haven't actually met anyone like that now.
Until you saw a person called Nagulan in this MS evening session. So he's asking somebody before MS evening session. No, Kiran, jokes apart, I would like to know, validating what Nagulan has asked. Racism and kind of national prejudice to bullying is something that happens for all our Indians in Australia, UK, in the US and various other nations. So we would like to hear from you. I would look forward to have a very personal revelation and I would also be feeling proud getting realized how you are actually handling such an issue. So I would rather insist you to answer that question.
Well, sir, I haven't really had anyone like harshly speaking about it, sir. But like, this is another Indian in Arizona, sir, where Purna lives, sir. And she was always really mean to me, sir. I don't know if it was about the race or something, sir, but she was a Pakistani, sir. And she's like always really mean to me, sir. I don't know why. Because in Arizona, sir, there aren't much Indians, sir. There's actually barely any Indians, sir. And that's why, like, I was the only Indian in my entire school, sir, which was maybe why she behaved like that to me, sir. But I lived in Ohio and Texas other than that, sir, and like, there's a huge crowd of Indians there. And so I haven't really faced a lot of
Right.
racism.
But as much as I have known you, Kiran, if at all you come across such situation, you will be able to handle it really because you have got that tendency. So you are a very brave girl and you will be able to tackle it. So don't worry.
Thank you, sir.
Alright, Kiran, good job.
Sir, one thing, sir, I wanted to tell you this yesterday, sir, but I couldn't get the chance to, sir.
Yeah.
Me and Purna were talking for about 2 hours the other day. Like we were just talking about life and all, sir. And she suddenly stumbled upon the topic of MS online sessions on Wednesday, sir. And she sent me 13 minutes of the recording, sir. And in that recording, I saw the picture that Manjusha took of you, sir.
Let us not talk about that. Let us not talk about that, Kiran. Let us not talk about that, Kiran.
Kiran, what to say, Kiran? Kiran, text it to me.
4:45
Well,
in
I
the morning.
don't do it if sir allows me to because I can't send pictures.
No. இல்லடா ஒண்ணும் இல்ல 4:45 in the morning 5 o'clock இல்ல I was saying she sent the picture to you.
No, sir, she sent me the recording, sir, and I just got through that.
No, it so happened that I was selling that favorite personality exercise, right? So one girl, a tiny little girl called Mayuka, she said, my favorite personality is Manikandan Sundaresan sir, she said. So I was not seeing that coming. So I was adjusting my earphone and when she said that, நான் அப்படி சர்ப்ரைசிங்காக ஒரு லுக் கொடுத்துருந்தா அந்த லுக்கை மட்டும் தனியாக ஸ்க்ரீன்ஷாட் டைமிங் பண்ணி ஸ்க்ரீன்ஷாட் எடுத்து இந்த மீம்ஸ்க்கெல்லாம் யூஸ் பண்ணுவாங்கல்ல அந்த மாதிரி அந்த ஸ்க்ரீன்ஷாட் எடுத்து கீழே நான் அந்த லுக்கு கொடுக்கும்போது அப்படி கேஷுவலாக எல்லாரும் சிரிப்பாங்க தெரியுமா அதை வந்து லைனாக கிரிட்டு போட்டு எல்லாரும் சிரிக்கிறது மேலே வந்துட்டு என்னுடைய அந்த அந்த விகாரமான மஞ்சுஷா உடனடியாக மீன் மைக்காவோட அக்கா தான் மஞ்சுஷா உடனடியாக மீன் கிரியேட் பண்ணி அப்பவே என்கிட்ட காமிச்சேன் சார் இங்க பாருங்க
ப்ளீஸ் ஃபார்வர்ட் தட்
Please.
So she said,
become an intelligence.
okay, I'm the administrator of that Skype window, so what will you do if I go and delete that video instantly?
Right now, please.
In a personal chat, sir. So even if he deletes it, sir, I'll still have it, sir.
Come on, Kiran. I mean, if the administrator on the cloud, it will be deleting everything. So don't worry. I'll make sure.
He's trying to get in your mind. He's trying to get in your mind.
So they were all laughing crazy by looking at the weird look. So you were also all laughing?
Yes, sir.
Very straightforward person.
Okay. Thank you, Kiran. That was nice hearing from you. Now, Reserved. Mine is the first question.
So next round by class. So next one.
Yeah. Share us with the secret. How you are getting so much of good names from the teachers of yours.
Sir, so basically I'm a very, very good person.
God within bracket. Kavita's mom, Umana.
Sir. So basically I'm a very, very good person, sir. Yeah, everyone knows, sir. Varshan and all, Mitrana, especially knows, sir.
Varshan Anna.
Varshan and all.
Anna.
So Varshan and everyone knows, sir. So online team, please believe this when I'm saying it. So, no,
I can't hear it correctly now.
Hey, Ritan. Be sensible, okay? அவன் லாஃப் பண்ணி என்ஜாய் பண்றான் அப்படின்னா you don't have any rights to restrict that. எதுக்கு சும்மா அவனை சொல்லிட்டு இருக்க? உனக்கு ஜாம் ஆகுதுன்னா நீ you get the damn Bluetooth thing out of your ear and put a wire. I told you yesterday itself.
Sir, I'm using wire only, sir.
Using wire only na அவன் சிரிக்கிறான் அப்படின்னா then what right you have to ask somebody to not laugh?
Sir, not smiling, sir. In common, sir.
In common அப்படின்னா you fix it. எல்லாரும் கேட்டிருக்கும் போது you always come up with this problem. நீ எங்க இதுலயே உட்காந்துருக்க மார்ச்லயே உட்காந்துருக்க and when Balaji laughs or he expresses, don't stop. அப்படி ஒருத்தரோட எமோஷன்ஸை பர்ட் அப் பண்ணாது. அது என்ன பழக்கம் அது? Don't you have manners? நேற்று அப்படி தான் அவன் சிரிக்கும் போது வந்துட்டு if you are laughing, laugh slowly. என்ன நினைச்சிட்டு நீ? He's a senior to you, god damn it. Good.
So let's start with the campus lecture. So for the past year she was my class teacher, sir. And even before that, ever since I was a kid, I mean in all sense of the word, like 4 or 5 years old, my mom and her mom were friends. We used to go on trips together, even all those things like that, sir. So they knew me, and most of the teachers, my sister studied there before me, sir. And she was always the good girl and always studying well, always keeping in a very good relationship with all the teachers.
So you are right opposite.
So yes, sir, they expected that of me, sir. But ever since I joined the school, literally speaking, when I was 2 years old, I studied in the same class for 2 years because my age was a little bit low and all that stuff, sir. It's spread like wildfire. Sandhya's brother studying school joined Manta. And as soon as I started going up in classes, when I was a kid, I used to be very restless and all. I would pull fights with others. I would prank the other kids and all at a very small age itself, sir. So one teacher spoke to another and then to another and then to another, and basically sometime the whole
Okay, so my mom was saying that I'm very harsh to some of the people in the singing sessions, and she said I was very harsh to you a couple of times. In fact, she vouched on the point that he's a nice kid and you are treating him very badly. And I told her about all the episodes, and then she says, yeah, he deserves it. Okay. So initially she says that, hey, so she says
But
that.
I know she is a fan of you. I like Nangalan.
So she says, I like Nangalan, I like Kirtana, she says, I like Vrinda, she says. She's a Vedavarsham is a very kind person, she says. This little cat always gets a name, but only I and you know about it. So the point is, yeah, coming to that, 2 days back I told her, she told me that she saw the video in which myself and you were the brothers, and the background music. So I'm hugging you and you are. She told me something. You dumb idiot, you are very aggressive, arrogant idiot. Besides the number of times you scold Nagaman, did you see the affection and love that guy has for me? He's coming and hugging me. My mom said. And I asked her, where did you see it? You sent the video on the status, I saw in that. He came and hugged you. That kind of a lovely boy he is. Huh? And you are scolding him every time. Every now and then. He's giving you high five, he's hugging you, and you both are standing, and it is like seeing you and Amritesh together. My brothers. Amritesh and you together. Don't scold that little boy. Okay? என்ன நடந்ததுன்னு தெரியுமா ஸ்கிட் அப்படி தெரியாது ஆனா அந்த பையன் உங்க மேல ரொம்ப பிரியமா இருக்கான் அவனை நீ திட்டு நிறுத்து அந்த பையன் பாவம் என்ன பண்ண and then Mitra said பாடி cool down அதெல்லாம் அப்படித்தான் இல்லைன்னு நான் சொல்லல ஆனா அது வந்து ஒரு அதெல்லாம் எனக்கு தேவை ஏய் நான் சொல்றது நீ கேட்கவே இல்லையா சரிமா இது என்னதான் பண்ண சொல்றீங்க he's a nice boy திட்டாத பாவம் பசங்க வந்து ஸ்ட்ரெஸ்ஸுக்காக இங்கே வராங்க அவனை போட்டு நீங்கள் அழுதுட்டு அவன் என்ன பண்ண தெரியுமா அதெல்லாம் So the question was, how do you, in one way my mom says that as a truth, how do you come up with, the best part is when I scold you, the next moment you become normal and you come back as the same jovial person. So that skill is really appreciated. How did you develop that? Or is it only with me because you have the affection on me?
It's basically a select group of people, and you happen to be obviously at the top of the list. So, this ever since I was a kid, people always criticize people, sir. And some people take it in a certain way, and others in a more, let's say, a better way, sir. And I, for the most part, was, in my opinion, at least right in the middle of the spectrum, sir. Whatever people say to me, I basically don't judge on what they say, sir, but who say it to me, sir. If it's someone I know to be far, let's say, worse being the word here, sir, overall, speaking from a top point of view, I don't even pay any attention to what they say, sir. But if it's people like any of the people here, and some of my friends, some being the keyword, I take it up, it's constructive criticism, sir. So for if you want a tree or let's say a plant even to grow, you need to tweak it and cut it at certain points, sir. Like some parts you need to cut them down when they are disturbing you, sir. And the fact remains that the person who's trying at least to cut the things down, this has some sort of experience or hold.